Better to die fighting for freedom than be a prisoner all the days of your life. And that is a quote from Bob Marley. And this quote addresses one of the main reasons I created Hippie Fari, the beautiful, life-changing message of reggae music. It was created for social change, and its message is as strong today as it was in the 60s when the first reggae records were released in Jamaica. So welcome to another episode of Hippie Fari Reggae Radio and Podcast, recorded live in the Ohm and Honey Reggae Radio and Media Studios in beautiful Daytona Beach, Florida. I am your host, Scotty the High-Strung Hippie, and Hippie Fari is a podcast where we discuss all things reggae. So if reggae music is your thing, you're in the right place. Now tonight we have some awesome guests in the studio. You can hear them in the background right now.
Free intro
these
music.
folks definitely bring a fusion of cultures, genres, and voices that are shaking up the reggae scene in the most beautiful way. From roots rhythms to neo-soul stylings, tonight's guest is the embodiment of evolution, carrying the flame of reggae while lighting it fresh with fire and feminine power.
Wow.
We're diving into a journey that spans Cuban roots, East Coast stages, and the unshakable presence of women in reggae today. So settle in. We're about to explore the sound that blends some Amy Winehouse soul roots vocals, reggae depth, and fearless originality. Trust me, you're definitely going to feel this one. So folks, join me in welcoming Dayme and Byron of Indigo Eye to the studio. What's going on, fam? How you doing?
Hey, that intro was amazing. I love that.
Awesome.
Intro. I'll be here in the next one too.
Thank you for having us. We're excited to be here.
Very
100%. It's an absolute pleasure to have you on. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy evening to come on the show.
I already heard
and talk to us a little bit about Indigo Eye. We're definitely excited. You guys got a lot going on, man.
Our co-producer may come in and out every now and then. So
That's fine.
Paid by the appearance.
That's fine. That's fine. Oh, you're talking about Skylar?
Yeah.
Co-producer.
Yes, fantastic. That's all right, man. There's plenty of room for people here. My dog might hop on in too, so that's okay. Yeah. Now, for those tuning in, can you just kind of give us a story behind the name Indigo Eye and what it means and what it represents?
So Indigo Eye basically means to be independent, to be your own individual. Kind of also goes with the Indigo children. Think for freedom, think for yourselves, and pretty much don't let anything, come and change your mind, and just be who you are, pretty much. It's Indigo Eye, just freedom in all its nature.
Right on. Absolutely. I love that. Now, you're definitely Cuban rooted, female fronted, which is extremely powerful in the scene. How did that background shape your sound and, more importantly, your mission?
Well, pretty much I grew up surrounded by music. Cuba is a very musical country. Grew up in a musical family, a very frustrated musical family because they all had, visions, and they wanted to be something as far in the music scene. So I grew up singing, dancing, Cuban roots, always surrounded. It's something that I love, something that I enjoy. I love all types of music. For me, having a good lyric, melody, and the passion behind is everything. You have to have that passion, otherwise it doesn't speak to me, But as far as the culture in Cuba, it's just very musical. Amongst other things, even though my country has gone through what it's going through and it's still going through that, everybody is happy and, they try to be happy regardless of what's going on.
Absolutely. 100%. Thank you so much. And you definitely have the passion. Me and my wife have had the pleasure of seeing you guys live before, and you're definitely nothing short of passion and fire. It's absolutely incredible. I urge people that have never seen Indigo Eye live, you are definitely in for something incredible. I promise you that.
Nice.
Yeah, thank you.
So your blend of like neo soul, reggae, and definitely those Amy Winehouse style vocals, which are fantastic. It's extremely unique. Was that like a natural evolution, or was that kind of like a conscious creation?
Definitely. I mean, her voice, natural evolution, but the music went from something that had almost nothing at all to do with reggae to a lot more influenced by reggae. if that
Right.
makes sense. All styles of reggae, you know, from the modern to roots, with a lot of dubby stuff in there. So it was a weird transition, I would say, but her voice has always had that vibe, the Amy Winehouse vibe, throughout
Yeah.
the transitions of styles. Like we went from like more rock kind of, with an acoustic bass, to what we are now, that neo soul feel.
Yeah. It has a little bit of also, if you know the artist Ellie King.
Yep.
It's just a
More
different
Chiba.
a different tone, I think, in the tone that I sing in, and also the styles and the things that I do with my voice. But definitely has elements of the Spanish. It has the jazz, a little bit of blues, a little bit of rock. It's just a nice mixture of different sounds, and that's what Indigo Eye is.
Absolutely. Well, it's fantastic. Like I said, and hearing you, on streaming platforms is awesome, but seeing it live is definitely a different story altogether.
It's 100% evolving now, actually, into something for the next record is even different than the first one. So
Right.
Indigo Eye is actually, it's really her and I,
Right.
but we revolve musicians, some known guys that come in and help us out writing and stuff like that. Not to sidetrack it, but we're writing with a friend of mine, Mark. He plays drums for like Mike Pinto. He's a
Nice.
sound guy for Cashed Out, real good guy. Our bass player who's out there, he just played some shows with one of the Marley boys. Skip Marley.
Skip Marley, yeah.
Yeah, so
Nice.
we have some really cool guys like jumping in and out, helping us create almost a different sound for each record, kind of.
Sure.
So, yeah,
That's a beautiful thing. That's hard
we're
to
gonna
do
play
too.
one for you
It's
today.
it's
so.
very hard to do. It's just
Yeah, it
it's
evolves
different.
with the musicians as well as us. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, revolving and evolving.
Yes, amen. Well, that's a beautiful thing. Like I said, a lot of bands, you'll hear 5 albums from them and they all sound exactly the
Yeah.
same. So it's nice
You
that,
definitely won't.
yeah.
Yes, exactly.
You may see just her and I on stage sometimes. We're debating that now.
Right.
Something a little different. Yeah, we were watching Cali Roots and noticed that
Yeah.
a lot of bands are coming out. I'm like, hey, they got no bass player. Hey, they've got no band. It's do anything now. Just get up
Yep.
there and go.
Yeah, well, the band I'm in, Smyrna Herb, is just 2 of us. The guitar player sits on a cajon and uses
Yep.
2 pedals and snaps a snare and snaps the cajon and plays the guitar and sings, and I play a percussion. So, yeah, I mean, we got a full band on stage with 2 people.
Full
That's how you do
band.
it.
Today's
Yep.
because that's full band. Look at Tash Sultana, one chick up there sometimes.
That's it.
So it works.
That's all. That's all you need. And speaking of that amazing music that's going to be coming out, I know you have a track called Dreams. Do you guys mind playing that for us real quick?
Absolutely.
Get down.
That would be
man.
wonderful.
I was
This is
just gonna
Dreams
sit
from
with the
Indigo Eye.
guitar, and I wasn't gonna actually play it, but I'd like you to know that I do play. So I have the guitar with me all the time. Even when we eat out, I have it with me.
Yeah.
I just bring it with me.
With this song Dreams, we have different versions. So we had Cloud9 Vibes, Tucci throw a verse on this one, so
Nice.
we're gonna play that version.
Yeah, Tucci.
Beautiful.
I was up for Tucci. Hold on. With
Shout out.
Tucci. One for Tucci. All right, yeah, we'll try it out for you.
Make it a reality. Do what you do best. Going high. Make it last. Everything you ever wanted. Just one step from the edge. Make that job. You said you were next. My paradise is sacrificed. Everything comes with a price. Overcome the challenges of your own self-demise. To live a life of happiness. Do what you were born to do. Time waits for no one. So live life like you do. I got dreams, goals in mind. Fantasize, lay awake with my thoughts all the time. Do you feel me? I got dreams, goals in mind. Fantasize, Yeah. They try to say that nothing special about me. First and foremost, no more and no play for free. I don't care if they see what I see, 'cause I believe in me. Haters in the way don't know the trouble. Getting up every day just to hustle, 'cause time waits for no one. So I live like I do. I got dreams, goals in mind, fantasize, lay awake with my thoughts all the time. Do you feel me? I got dreams, goals in mind, fantasize, lay awake with my thoughts all the time. Do you feel me? I got dreams, goals in mind, fantasize, lay awake with my thoughts all the time. Do you feel me? Thank
Yeah.
you.
I had to
Man.
stop her when she started clipping.
That voice, man. Woo!
There's a little hot spot on there somewhere. Sorry.
Yeah, it was like,
No, that's great. My wife's sitting right here. She's like, damn. You know, always, though. I
100%
mean,
good
that's,
there.
you know, from the first time we ever heard you guys until now, you know, every time Dayme starts to sing, no, we're not downplaying the music, but every time Dayme starts to sing, we just look at each other. We're like, wow.
Until you start editing that one and going, oh man, that was really hot.
yeah.
Shit.
That was fantastic. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
as always.
Very
Um,
cool.
Yes, definitely appreciate that. It was absolutely beautiful. So kind of moving on. Thank you once again for that. That was Dreams. Absolutely fantastic.
New one.
Now you guys, you've definitely opened for some big acts. UB40, Julian
Ooh.
Marley.
Funny story, yeah.
Interesting story behind that
I
one.
was just about to say, are there any moments from those shows that stick with you? So,
Let's start
let's
with
hear it.
Julian Marley. That's an easy one. He was super, super nice.
Sure.
We didn't know really much about reggae at the time. We just kind of got shoved in there because we had one song with like one reggae riff. And a drummer who absolutely did not like reggae music.
Right.
Very interesting. Didn't play one drop, none of that stuff. It was fun. It was a good crowd. It wasn't quite his market, but he put on absolutely phenomenal show. I mean, we had a really good. He treated us very, very well. Was really kind to us. Let us set up while they were rehearsing because we were messed up on the schedule. So
Right.
we were on stage, kneeling down, setting stuff up while they were rehearsing around us. So
Nice.
UB40. How could I say all this in a way it wouldn't hurt anybody's
We
feelings?
technically opened for them, but they didn't show up.
They showed
Oh,
up
wow.
in the morning
Well,
Right.
at a venue and ate breakfast at the venue with like 27 guests, left, and then never came back.
What?
So we got a call saying, hey, we didn't show back up. We don't know what to do. So
Yeah.
we ended up, they called every single person that was attending, and pretty much everybody showed up. So we found an opener, and then we headlined.
Oh wow.
Off record, I'll tell you another time of the full story. There's some sad stuff involved, but they really screwed the poochie on this one.
Right.
They messed everybody up. I'm trying to be really nice.
Right.
I'll say this: I have zero respect for the band due to some circumstances that were involved. Zero.
Right.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But we had a great show. We had like a 90-year-old lady come up on stage and was getting down,
Yeah.
man. Became like
Nice.
the biggest fan.
yeah, it was funny. She was kind of, what is that word, haggling me a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'm like, you know what? Come on stage, lady.
Oh,
and
man.
she
Yeah,
was,
right.
And she did.
she was having a good time. And she came on stage and she was dancing with everybody, like, you know, like,
Participate.
woo, like sexy dancing.
Right.
And she said that afterwards, like, oh my God, thank you guys so much. That was the best time of my life. So that was awesome. She had a great time.
That's
That
cool.
was-
At least you were able to take a situation and turn it into a positive moment, you know?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
yeah, that's the mark of an incredible band or an individual when you can take something negative and turn it into a positive. That's really cool, man.
100%. Exactly. You got to
Awesome,
roll
guys.
with it sometimes, you know?
That's it. That's life, right? My wife always says, when it's not something, you're dead. So,
Exactly. And everything has a solution except for death. So,
sure, 100%. Well, thank you for sharing that. I'm definitely looking forward to the extended version of that story later.
Call me when we're done.
Yeah, right.
Meanwhile, spring water brought to you by Publix, no association.
Yeah, right. Or shopping is a pleasure. So, how do you
Thank you.
guys all your genres that you blend? Roots reggae, soul, R&B, touches of rock in there. And like you said, no album's going to be the same. How do you guys approach the songwriting with such a wide palette? Do you set out to make it different, or does it just work out that it's different?
Let's see. We're sticking to like the 1 or 2 songs a year rule. No,
Right.
I generally come in here and start the basics of an idea, like a loop sometimes, and I'll just call the other guys and go, hey, I got something. Or I'll kind of formulate like a really basic layout of a song and then say, hey, do your thing. I leave a lot of room for the other musicians. I don't add a
Right
lot.
on.
That way it doesn't all sound exactly the same.
right. Because we want them to have also their creative flavor in there, you know?
Then
Sure.
I argue with her for 3 months to come in and sing on the song, and then 3 more months to finish it, and then we get by 1, 2 songs a year.
Right. Awesome, man. Well, that's cool that you leave room for your musicians to be
Yeah.
creative.
And
A lot
they
of
are very creative.
Yeah. A lot of bands are, that are fronted, like by 1 or 2 people where it's their band and they hire musicians kind of, write everything and they're like, you do this, you do that.
No, we
Yeah.
beg them to write with us. We're like, come on in, please.
That's cool.
know. We like the different feeling. Like I said, the next record's going to feel way different. The first one was written by some guys that are out there with really well-known artists. We can't plug the artists. I can say who they are. Ellie and
Right.
Dada and Lance. They play in really well-known bands. Came in here in this room, showed them the songs, and they went, okay. And like one take, each had an album. It was
Phenomenal.
Nice,
done
that's
in like
awesome.
an hour. Completely a different direction than we even thought it was going to go.
Right.
So now we're leaning to where we wanted to start more. There's going to be some tracks, but you're still going to have a lot of that nice reggae element in there. You know what I mean? It's a modern feel. So
Sure.
I know you're in love with tracks. So
Oh, no. Oops. Sorry.
oh yeah, see, like interview over.
Yeah, right.
The tracks.
So your live shows definitely receive a lot of love, especially from people like me. I spent 5 minutes talking about how awesome they are. How do you craft that experience for the crowd? I know Dayme definitely puts a lot of energy into it. You can tell that it's not just fly by night when she hops up there. It's definitely something that you care about and you want to give the
feeling.
fans an organic experience. So kind of what goes into that?
You can't ever really plan for it. I just, I'm in the moment. So I try to do what I'm doing in the moment and just, let go. That's my favorite part. Recording for me is fun, but on that stage, that is just a different feeling altogether.
Sure.
I feed off the energy of the crowd. I love seeing people dance, sing, just having a good time, and then I love just having fun up there. I move a lot, so I'm
Yes.
a photographer's worst nightmare.
Yeah, right.
I'm always moving around.
Yep.
I'm like,
Every picture's like-
so, yeah, there's a lot of energy. Sometimes our songs, we have like very minor chords but the
All of them.
songs, yeah, but I'm still moving around and I'm just feeding off of that positivity and I love it. It's my happy place.
Yeah, it's definitely awesome, and I well, obviously I agree with you because it's true. But you're moving around a lot, but it's almost like, you'll find the people that are having fun, and you'll kind of get up with them or kind of like like face them or make eye contact with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you just kind of move back and forth, and it's almost like you make it personal for people, which is really really cool.
Exactly.
That's absolutely fantastic.
And they recognize also the passion behind it too. They
Sure.
recognize it because I get that a lot. Oh my God, you sing with so much feeling and so much passion. I'm like, you're right, and I'm glad you can tell. I'm glad you feel it.
Oh yes, 100%. I mean, if people didn't feel it from the track that we just heard, Dreams, and they're not listening good enough.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So speaking about that, you said that the fans would talk to you about your passion. Do you have any awesome like stories, fan stories? You've performed across the East Coast, Southwest Florida. Any memorable, interactions with fans?
I want to say every time I interact with a fan, it's a great experience, and I just love that they are enjoying it, and I get to meet a lot of different people, and everybody's different in their own way, and we come together through music. So
Sure.
I guess the one time I signed a titty, he's like, "Oh, will you sign my breasts, sis?" I'm like, "Sure." And I
Yep.
just got up and I signed her titty. I was like, "Yeah, this is when you made this shit, you know."
Sure.
So that was cool.
We've had
That's
some
awesome.
really good shows on our own, and we stepped in, which I
Yeah.
still help out on
Yeah,
Cloud
with
Nine
Cloud Nine
Vibes,
Vibes,
guys.
that was fun.
We've had some big shows out there with like Collie Buds and
Yes.
Common Kings.
Yep.
On our own, like you said, with like Julian Marley. God, man, we've had some good times out there.
Yeah, I played a show with you when you were playing with Cloud9,
Yeah.
with Vibes Farm,
Yeah.
Cafe
was
Da
fun.
Vinci, I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those guys, we went on some big stages, big shows with those guys. I toured with them across the country and back. God, every moment out there is memorable. Whether it's a small room with our band or their band, or a big stage or a tour, it's all usually really good. Even when you have like a crappy show, it's still something to remember that's
Right.
good.
Right.
I mean, like if you can't hear, most of the time we can't hear ourselves, but you get off stage and you're like, oh man, gosh, and then somebody's like, oh my god, that was the best show ever. Like, oh, okay,
Right.
yeah, great. So
Absolutely, man. That's awesome. So let's kind of get into something that I have really been looking forward to talking to both of you guys, but Dayme in particular. What is it like navigating the world, especially like the reggae world, as a female fronted band? I know there's got to be some differences. Could you kind of maybe explain your experience with those and just kind of share a little insight to you being the up front and center?
I love being a female,
Mm-hmm.
and
Absolutely.
yes,
yeah, it's
you
been
get to be
7
pretty.
months now.
You get to be pretty, um, but it's just, I guess it's very welcoming. Everybody's been so far very welcoming, and women. I've had little girls, just look at me and come up to me and talk to me, and like, they're looking at me like inspiration. Look at me, oh, I
Yes.
can do that when I grow up.
Beautiful.
So that's a beautiful feeling, and I love to interact with little girls. So, and also women, I empower women when I'm up there too. I get the ladies going, and I give them shout outs, because women are very powerful. Women are, they're the mothers.
Amen.
So I love performing, and I love, my female crowd. They
Sure.
give me power, and they're awesome. Me interacting with them afterwards, and just them saying kind words, and I'm like, everything they tell me, I feel. I'm an empath, so I feel deeply,
Sure.
and when I interact with these women, I take every word they say and their hugs, and I love hugs. So, and I'm a very touchy-feely person, so, and I tell them, hey, come and say hi to me. Come and say hi to me, and I'll take hugs and kisses. I love it, So, for me, being a female on stage is very empowering, and I love being surrounded by women and that come and say hi, and they say, hey, we love, you're inspiring. You're inspiring, and it's just something little being on stage, but it's just something that makes me feel happy, makes me feel good.
Absolutely. That's fantastic. Is there any advice that you would give to young women, trying to enter the reggae scene or like the music industry in general?
It could be hard. It's hard. I've been at this for a very long time. I want to say the only way you really can make it is just by not giving up. And, you have to work really, 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 really hard. And you will get there with the talent, with perseverance, and just not giving up on yourself. So that would be
Awesome.
my advice.
Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. Now, is there a specific message that Indigo Eye carries that kind of transcends genre or language that you guys want to kind of carry throughout your music?
It's just, what can I say? It's a creation.
Yeah,
You know,
just create it. Don't
it's
worry
just-
about what it is. If it's music, like, oh, I got to sound like this band. No, just we've had this discussion so much.
Mm-hmm.
We've gotten to the point of let's just create the music, whatever comes out.
Yeah.
Maybe it might not be reggae. I don't know.
Yeah,
But just create.
right. That's the best thing you can do is just what you feel, let it out. Because sometimes as being human beings, we overthink things so much. And we think, oh, but it's missing this or it's missing that when it sounds just right. And we overthink things. So just let it out and be happy about it. And just, hey, it is what it is and it sounds great.
Absolutely. It's absolutely fantastic. So speaking of that, in what ways do you hope that your music challenges people's perceptions, either about music or the world?
That's a hard question. How does it challenge their perception? Man, can you use that in a sentence? No. Trying to think how to answer that one, man. That's a hard
Right.
question. Dude. Know how to answer that.
Yeah, well, just basically kind of describe your music, kind of maybe the message that you want to. Are you trying to change people's minds about
would
music
say-
or what's going on in the world or
We've had this discussion a lot, even today.
right?
It's kind of a weird way I'm going to go with this. It's discouraging sometimes because we're in a genre that's mostly happy bands.
Sure.
And we fall into, if you're a music writer, a lot of minor chord writing. So it's a lot of
Right.
minor stuff. A lot of dark writing.
Yep.
And I was trying to tell her, like just, it's the lyrics. You can make the lyrics anything you want over those chords. But to be honest, I would rather say, no, don't do that. I was listening to Ellie Mack. I was listening to a couple today. They go up there and sing what they sing. If it's depressing, it's depressing. But as long as it's reality,
Right.
you know what I mean? So that's one thing. Every song we have, even if it's about weed, it's about an experience. It's about some kind of real something in our lives, mostly her lives.
Right. I can write positive songs as far as the lyric, which I have one that hopefully will be coming out soon. We're working on it. It's called Situations.
Nice.
And it's very jazzy, it's a beautiful song. So can't wait to drop that song. But it tells a sad story, but at the end, it has a powerful meaning you can overcome a lot of things. You just have to beat the odds, pretty
Sure.
much. So for me, it's just like I write what I feel, life experiences, and I do have more of a darker approach. But it's a beautiful thing, and a lot of people can relate, because
Yes.
I'm speaking to them, and I've had people say, "Hey, I feel like that song you wrote it about me." I feel like because we've all had similar experiences in our lives, so the song relates to a lot of people, and I've actually had people, "Oh, I love that song. I love the lyrics," and when you can do that and have somebody come up to you, it's just, again, it makes me feel happy. It makes me feel, I feel amazing when somebody relates to a song and they enjoy it. What
No,
happened?
I'm on another world, Scotty. I was
Oh, he's high. He's so high right
I
now.
was in my head, I'm like, you know what?
So
it
high.
just reminds me of this Tortex pick, these yellow picks that are not sponsored by, but they're really fun to use
Yeah.
and enjoy.
Right.
That's
That's all right, man. I actually encourage people to smoke on the show. I'm like, do it,
I did it before.
Yeah,
and
I
that's
would
why I'm
rather
here
not.
like,
Yeah, I was like,
What
I'm
was the
not going to
question?
smoke yet, because...
now I know why.
Yeah. So another thing to add to that, pretty much it is music that probably what I've heard in the reggae scene hasn't been done yet.
Right?
And it's just something different to people's ears, and they're like, wow, like what did I just hear? This is so different. So I guess it kind of shocks people in a way because they're expecting to hear something that's more leaning towards something, but it's just an evolution and a mixture of things in a pot. So,
Nice.
a lot of people are like, wow, this is amazing. I appreciate it. But like once you hear it, you hear the lyrics, you hear everything, and you know, let yourself go. It's like an experience. So that's
The
how I
message
describe
is
it.
just tell the truth.
Yeah.
Yes, amen.
Tell the truth, you know. Just let
Yep.
it out. Somebody's
Yep.
going to relate to that song, and a lot of them
Absolutely.
they do. We have some
Right.
sad stuff. We have some cool stuff too, you know.
Yeah.
But we got some stuff that's like, phew, I'm on stage going, man, don't sing this one today. Like, man.
Yeah, you gotta hold back the tears.
Yeah,
Right,
lump in the
right.
throat.
That's good though, man. You know,
It is. People relate.
yeah, it's awesome when songs get emotional. I love that.
Yeah.
When it hits home, you know, touches you, gives you goosebumps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anybody can sing about, you know, just the traditional, let's go out, hang out at the beach, smoke a joint. But you know, when a song actually grabs you by your soul, you know, that's amazing.
our-
Yeah.
our
And
weed
then you can
song-
relate with the band. That's I love that.
We have
Exactly.
2 weed songs from the first record there, which is really unreleased, kind of weird. It's been released slowly. The first one is, you know, we're giving glory to it, like, hey, glory to the
Yeah,
green.
glory to the
And
green.
the second one's, she makes it seem like it's a relationship.
Right?
A girl
Yeah.
named Mary, and it's really cool.
It is a
you know?
relationship. you
Yes.
It's a good relationship, so we have positive songs, even though there's a bunch of minor chords in there.
Right, right.
But yeah, even the weed songs have meaning behind them, you know?
Absolutely.
Like you can relate to it, like, oh yeah, I could see that being a nice relationship. So with
Yes.
this relationship,
know? So Glory to the Green has more of a R&B vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mary has more of a Spanish
Yeah.
flow vibe, which is really cool.
Yep. Yeah, I was just listening to Glory to the Green today. Well, I was listening to all your Spotify.
Nice.
But I love that track a lot.
that's the
Always
one
have.
listener
Yeah.
Thank you.
this month.
It's
There
fantastic.
it is. Hey, dude, good to meet you.
So, real quick, if you could collaborate with anyone in the reggae or soul world or anyone, doesn't have to be reggae at all, who would it be and why?
For me, more Chiba, which if you don't know who they are, you
More
must
Chiba.
check.
Very cool.
Female fronted from UK.
Nice.
She's African American woman, I think with some reggae roots in there because they have a little bit of that tone.
Okay.
But their guitar players where I kind of model after, so definitely check them out. And for her,
Nice.
whew, who would you do something with? Even
Well-
if they're passed away or not.
Oh,
does it
well.
matter?
I've had
Oh, no,
some-
hey, anybody.
My favorite, I was just listening to my favorite artist is Juan Gabriel. And his vocals to me are the best vocals I've ever heard as a male singer.
Is he
And he passed
Cuban
away. He's
or-
Mexican.
There you go.
Mexican, and his writing, was an amazing lyricist. Oh my God, just amazing. So if I had a chance to write with somebody, it would be with him because he was just blow your mind phenomenal.
Nice. What kind of music was it? You said it was Mexican. Was it like the banda music or was it?
He had orchestras behind him. He was
Okay,
in
cool.
Big bands.
Oh, I got you.
Big orchestras
Yeah.
behind him. He did mariachi. He had mariachis and he had an orchestra behind him.
Nice.
And his voice was so piercing. You can feel it in your heart. You can feel it in your soul because it was so big and so piercing, and his tones were so high. For me, it's something that it's just. I wish I would have seen him when he was alive in concert.
Right.
And that's something that my mother, my grandmother, we were having a conversation. We were saying, "Damn, when he was alive, we should have seen him," and that's a regret. So
He's like their Elvis.
no, baby, this
Well, I
is
mean, like,
this
yeah,
blows
Elvis
Elvis
was-
out of the water.
Yeah.
Like your Elvis. Like Elvis for us was huge.
He was, yeah,
Right.
yeah, kind of like that. But again, if people say, "Hey, I need to go see this artist," definitely go because once
Sure.
they pass for whatever reason,
That's it.
you're gonna regret it.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Come see
100%.
us play.
So come see us. play.
Yes, exactly,
Not
right?
that we're gonna pass away, but
You're not going anywhere. Stop. Jeez.
Don't eat
So,
some donuts. Some junk
What's
food
the
after this.
what's the biggest lesson that Indigo Eye has learned so far on this journey? From actually, we can even go back to when you were before Indigo Eye. It was heart attack.
it was a heart attack guns. Yeah.
Yes, heart attack gun. That's it. Even from then all the way till now, if you could pick one lesson that you guys have learned as musicians, and especially being married, that's wow. Maybe I can learn a little bit right now.
You're married?
I didn't know I was married.
All right, first lesson.
Or
Don't
being
date
together.
married chicks for 16 years. Honestly, choose your musicians wisely. Make
Heard.
sure it's the ones who want to be in the project, not necessarily on the stage. Like they want to be in everything of it.
Right.
Or hire musicians that don't care. There's no in between. Make
Sure.
sure that they can tour. Make sure that they have money on their own. They can survive. No drug and alcohol problems of
Right.
any fierce kind.
Yeah.
No any type of abuse problem. Like check backgrounds. Like man, it makes. We've gone through a lot of musicians until we got to the point where the people that we use are very professional. You know,
Right.
You get what you pay for.
Sure.
That's why the band is her and I. You get to the point of we know exactly what we want to do, and it's easier to just bring those people in to help us write, but we still have the formula. You know what I mean? They don't come in and try to change it at all.
Yep.
So it's very important to choose people that aren't going to come in and go, you know, oh man, Indigo Eye is great. Let's add this freaking heavy riff in there. You know,
Yeah.
it's not going to work. It works
Yep,
for the
yep.
next band, but it ain't going to work for us.
Yeah.
And then you
Right.
have conflict.
You got to
So
elevate that song,
Yeah.
not take away from it.
that's the
So,
Sure.
most important thing to me is choose the right musicians. Everything else will fall into place if everybody's on the same page.
yeah, they
And
have
if
to
I
be on
could
the
pick
same
a
page.
second thing, which we lack and we're learning, is self-promotion is
So
important.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
We
Yep.
lack
100%, man.
because we're so busy.
Nobody
Yeah.
else is gonna do it for you. Though. I mean,
Right.
No.
you know, like yeah, that's I've had people, they're like, God, is that all you do? Is promote your
Yeah.
stuff? I was like, well, is anyone else
Yeah.
doing it for me?
No.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
No, that's the thing. You are the one doing it, and I see it. You know what I mean? So that's very important. That'd be the second thing. Would be the promotion. But man,
Yep.
choosing those musicians has made the whole. We went from being a good band that people like to when people see the lineup for this current record
Right.
and they know who the guys are on stage. They're like, first of all, they're like, how'd you get them? Second is they're like, man, I've never seen anything like. I wish I would have gotten here earlier. Or, man, where are you playing next? We play like what, a couple times a year, and that's it. Because it's a lot to get those guys together, which
Sure.
is why we're changing a little bit what we
Yeah,
do, so
changing
we
a
can
little
play
bit.
out more.
And when we have them, it's a real treat
man.
because the artistry they put behind their talent is just amazing. So much talent. And then when we add the Indigo Eye flavor of me and Byron, it's just like mind, like pew. It's just
Yeah.
magic. We create magic. We create this atmosphere of joy. This harmony. So, but yeah, it's a real treat when we get the boys helping us out
Yeah.
and being on stage with us. It's amazing.
It's
Shout out to
fantastic,
the Jamaicans.
right?
Wagwan, wagwan.
Wagwan.
Shout out. That's awesome, guys. Thank you very much. And so, just why don't you do me a favor and throw a final word out to your fans, to the rising generation of genre-bending artists out there who want to take reggae music and make it their own. Just give us some words of encouragement, to the people that are trying to do that and still keep it real.
Just don't be afraid to try different things.
Right.
See what happens. You never know if you're going to create magic or you're going to say, no, I'm not feeling that. Let me try again.
Yeah.
So always take a risk because you never know what's going to happen.
Sure.
You know?
Promote yourself.
Yeah.
You gotta promote yourself.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna see this back and be like, just listen to what you said. Just listen. We're gonna watch this one back for sure.
Yes.
Like, you said
100%.
that.
Yeah.
Promoting yourself, and she's right. Like, not everybody's gonna love you except your friends, and it's the worst thing is to ask all your friends, "What do you think, man?" Because they're all gonna be like, "It's the greatest thing in the world," when it's not.
Right.
It's best to not even ask anybody. Just go off the stage and stand there and wait for a stranger to come up and be like, "Hey, that was."
Right.
Oh man, that feels good. And then
Oh,
it happens
absolutely,
more
man.
and more. And when the sound guys come up after a full day and they're like, "Dude, like what was that?" Or "Hey, I recognized your guitar player from." Like, yeah, we played with some very well-known guys. You know some of them, so
Yep. Absolutely.
I can say probably this one. Stick's drummer sat in on a show before, which was fun, and then the other guys, they're doing some cool stuff. So you have to come see us to know who it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Right
That's the
on.
best way.
And yeah, I do definitely agree with you. It's one thing when your friends or family walk up to you after a show. They're like, "That was great." You're like, "Well, of course you're
Yeah.
going to say that." But what you just said, when a perfect stranger is like, "Wow, that's really cool, man." Yeah, it definitely gives you a fantastic feeling.
Yep.
Right on, guys. So, throw some socials at me, websites, upcoming dates, anything where we can find Indigo Eye and see what you got going on. Release dates, so we can definitely keep up with you.
We've taken some time now. We have one show coming up because we're writing. We're trying to think. We have like 8 new songs that she hasn't even touched yet. So we have June 5th coming up. That's Paul Cowdy and the guys are putting on Reggae Nights over in Venice. And that one's at that park in Venice, which is really, really cool. They don't know yet, but we're coming out with like a storyteller kind of feel on this one. So we're actually bringing in our old drummer from Heart Attack Guns to add to the story because he had his own.
Nice.
And then we're bringing in our current bass player, myself and her. We may bring in another surprise, but we're gonna tell a story kind of like we did here. So each song will have a story behind it, how we got together, how each person kind of fit in the evolution. So It's gonna be a really special night. Outside of that, we have the record going, and then
the Instagram, catch us on
the
Instagram, Facebook.
Yep.
At Indigo Eye Band. Pretty much on anything.com or Instagram, Indigo Eye Band.
And it's the letter I, not EYE.
Yeah, nothing to do with an evil eye. Or somebody asked me about the logo. Actually, our Jamaican friend of ours is like, oh, people are asking about that. It's not anything to do with anything negative at all. It's really just like, hey, I see everything now.
Yep. I'm wearing your old
be...
logo right now.
Yeah,
your new one is freaking awesome, though, dude.
I'm wearing Solitude today, actually. Representing
right.
saw she's making a comeback, so I figured, you know what? I would like a new shirt.
Right.
I've had this thing for 6 years.
Yeah, Saltcure's old school. Shout out, without a doubt, man. That's good stuff.
Girl. She's a good girl. But, man, I just hope people can go out there and really see that, like, we're older, we're not young, and we're still going. It's not easy, especially me. I'm the oldest. I go out there and tour with guys, and I come back, I'm like 20 pounds lighter.
Yeah,
It's really hard to do, but there's no reason to stop. If you're capable of doing music and you're a musician,
do it.
Just trust your instinct and do the music you want to do. Do not do what everybody else is doing.
Right.
If you want to use a little influence, good, but I'm saying, like, try to keep, like, man, I got this crazy riff. Just play it. Don't go, oh, man, nobody's going to like that in the reggae community. Look at Aurora Wave. I'm not a huge fan of heavy music and reggae, but it's definitely different.
And they're doing it. Nate, he didn't waste any time either, man. I was like, damn. I mean,
back to that guy.
Yeah, 100%, dude.
We're watching them too on Cali Roots, and I'm like, man.
Yeah.
They have a nice blend going on, and they figured it out. Yeah.
Anyways, I hope that answered whatever.
That's awesome.
I forgot
so, do you still have your guitar sitting next to you, man?
Man, you need outro music again?
Yep, 100%. I figured. Yeah, you gave me the intro music. Why not pick up that Get Fiddle and give me some outro music, man?
the preview,
that's awesome, man.
Remember how to play it?
Yeah, I've never had live outro music or intro music before, so definitely appreciate it. Here we go. So there's strength in unity. Build your community. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on TikTok. Shoot me an email, hippiefarreggae@gmail.com, and check out my website, hippiefari.podbean.com.
Yes.
This is Scotty the high-strung hippie and Kira the Irie Empress reminding you to speak your mind before somebody else does it for you. And do something nice for somebody today. Grab flowers for your partner, smoke out a stranger, slip the homeless man a buck. But whatever you do, do it from the heart, because all good things start with a heart. Peace, love, and Rasta rhythms are all a part of the reggae revolution. One love, fam.
One love.
That was kind of